Hey there, welcome to 4-Minute Friday, and today we're going to talk a little bit about objection handling. Now, if you don't know me, my name is Brian Conway from achievesuccess.co.uk, and this 4-Minute Friday is where I take just a few minutes on a Friday to share with you a tip, a strategy, or a tactic that will help you make more sales in the coming week or weeks. Now, instead I want to talk about objection handling, in particular about a very common objection, which is when your prospect needs to speak to somebody else. So in B2C, that could be a partner or a spouse or whatever. In the commercial space, that could be they need to speak to a manager or a business owner or maybe somebody in finance. Right? And there's no problem with them needing to do that. All right, and that's the thing you need to accept and actually use it to your advantage. Then the reason I shot this video on this subject today is because I saw a few videos over the last few weeks of people talking about how in that situation you should just try and sort of drive your way through. Don't let them speak to the other party. Try and close them there and then. Try and convince them that they've got to make a decision right now, and maybe use false scarcity and all these other tactics. I personally, and it's up to you, and maybe those tactics work in certain situations, but I personally hate that kind of selling. If I would always speak to my wife Lynn if I needed to make a major purchase, and if somebody said to me, do you wear the trousers in your house? Do you always have to run every decision you make past my wife? I would say, yeah, I do, but I don't have to run this one past them anymore. Thank you. Bye bye. Okay, so I guess certain people have different reactions to that situation. I certainly wouldn't take to it very kindly. But there's no need to kind of make it a confrontation. This individual maybe needs to, wants to, and I say needs to, perhaps it's part of their business buying process, or maybe just wants to seek that validation from somebody else before they commit to spending the company money. I've got no problem with that. What I would do is use and make sure and suggest, if this situation arises for you, that you use what is often that overlooked step in an objection handling process, which is just to seek some additional clarification. I always use the expression to linger longer. So don't just let them go. Don't just say, okay, fair enough, give us a ring once you've spoken to your manager. Actually, just ask some additional questions, an additional level of qualification. So you might ask questions about, first of all, let's say it was a business owner. Does the business owner know that you're suffering with this sort of problem currently? Right? Could be yes or no. Let's assume yes. They go, great. And have they tasked you with the objective of actually resolving it? Yes, they have. Great. And what might they be looking for in a solution, or what is it about perhaps our solution that they may be opposed to? So you can actually start to pull out what might be some of the objections of this other person, and then that means you can pre-arm your prospect with the answers. So you're pre-handling the objections in effect, but you're giving them the information to be able to address those answers appropriately with this other person. So just spend that little bit more time seeking some clarification around why they need to speak to them, what that other individual is looking for, what might put that other individual off your solution. So it could be things like, is there anything about our company or the vendor that they're looking for in particular? Because you may find you've got a very particular USP that this individual is a fan of, and you hadn't actually discussed it with your prospect, but now you bring it up in the conversation. So I trust that helps. Just linger longer, clarify further, ask some additional questions, just seek to help, which is all selling is all about, to help your prospect actually be able to position your product, your service more appropriately with the powers that be who they need to get agreement from. And don't ever, in my opinion, all right, it's just my opinion, but don't ever just try and use some of those aggressive, hard closing tactics, really, where you just try and sort of pressure that individual into making a decision. Remember the expression, someone convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. So all that happens is they typically end up coming back to you. They've maybe got to cancel the order. They've spoken to somebody else and somebody else says, no, we're not doing that. I've got another solution. I prefer option B. But you just created work for yourself. You've now just got to cancel all the processes and orders it internally as well. So just be nice. Selling is about people. It's about relationships. It's not about these old school second-hand car dealer type tactics to try and make the sale. Okay, I hope that helps. That's it from me on this Friday. I wish you all the best for your coming week and a successful sales week ahead of you. And until we meet again, my name's Brian Conway. Take care.